Shalom, shalom. First off, I want to start off by giving all the glory, infinite praise, and honors unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rahaha Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace, love, and salutation to the hopeful elect out there pushing this truth in all sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth, giving diligence to make your calling and election sure. Shalom. This is your brother Hashah from the Great Millstone Savannah Camp, coming back in the spirit with another lesson. Lord willing, I pray and hope that it's edifying. All right, and this is a lesson, Salakia. It's basically going to be, as you can see, this article right here. It says the collapse in Treasury bonds now ranks among the worst market crashes in history. All right, and this is dated today. All right, well, yesterday. Okay, today is the Shabbat. It's the 6th. All right, October. The 6th is today. So October 5th was yesterday at 2:45. All right, 2023. All right, it says the bond market has been suffering as yields continue to climb. The 30-year Treasury surpassed 5% for the first time in decades, with experts seeing a similar path ahead for a 10-year note. Some of these key, I guess the key points of this, article, it says since March 2020, Treasury bonds with maturities of 10 years or more have plummeted 46%. All right, and so for those that don't know what Treasury bonds are, all right, they're basically debt. All right, that's owned on the stock market. It's traded. Debt that's traded on the stock market. Okay, and you basically betting against people's debt. Okay, which is what that's what the stock market is, betting against debt. All right, and like you have different amount of yields of what you expect that debt to go up or go down. Okay, and I may be wrong, but that's my my general knowledge of what treasury bonds are. Matter of fact, let's see if we can get what a treasury bond is. I want the exact definition. All right, so I won't misspeak. Okay. Let's get Salakia. All right, it says a government bond, or it says a treasury bond is a government bond or sovereign bond is a form of bond issued by a government to support public spending. It generally includes a commitment to pay a periodic interest called coupon payment and to repay the face value on the maturity date. All right. So these are the original treasury bonds. Okay. So the government would have you buy these bonds. All right, and then by the date they would pay you out the interest on that money that you already had paid. Okay, and the bond would basically mature and you sell it back. It's my general knowledge of what it is. It's one of the biggest drivers, I guess, of the economy in this country. All right, but it said it plummeted. All right, 46%, which is almost half. So people are selling off these bonds, and this is what makes the economy go. All right, people actually buying, people spending, people investing and trusting in the system. All right, and that's for 10-year maturities. So people don't have much faith that the economy, the dollar is going to be where it is in 10 years. All right. Which is smart because with, inflation the way it is, all right, why would you invest in something that's going to be worthless in 10 years? The dollar won't be here. All right. So you invest in these treasury bonds with um, basically with the confidence is that you'll get your money back. You'll get your money and some. But if, the dollar is worthless, like we just looked at the $5,000 bond with an 8% interest. So let's say you pay the government $5,000, all right, and they give you compound interest on that money, 8% every year. Um, you would want your 5,000 plus your 8% of every year for the 10 years that you invested. Okay, which is just guaranteed money. It's like the bank giving you a good interest rate or a good dividend. All right, but if the dollar is worthless, all right, your 5,000 that you invested won't be worth $5,000 when you get it back. You're basically, the interest is gonna kill your investment. All right. Um, it's just a general consensus. I want people to know, you know, because I don't know much about it, but if you had no knowledge about it, that's basically how it works. It says that's just under losses seen in the stock market when the dot-com bubble burst. Yeah, so the same thing happened when the dot-com bubble burst, and I believe that was back in around '08 or 2012, one of the two. It says the bond root is worst. The bond root is worse than the one seen in 1981 when the 10-year yields neared 16%. It says the bond sell-off that's spending yield soaring sending yield soaring is starting to eclipse some of the most extreme market meltdowns of the past eras. Bloomberg reports losses on Treasury bonds with maturities of 10 years or more had notched 46% since March 2020, which is when the P happened. All right, and everything started to go downhill. Okay, or uphill, depending on how you looking at it. All right, it says while the 30-year bond had plunged 53%, so the 30-year bond, it plunged 50%. And usually you would invest in something 30 years, all right, to get the largest interest rate you could. And people do this, man. People are doing this to get retirement funds and things of that nature, all right, to take care of themselves. It's a long-term thing, okay? But guess what? People are selling them off, all right? So the government is having to pay people the money that they invested, okay, which is bad for the government, okay? So without, that's probably the gist on that article. Brothers want to go check it out. It's a Markets Insider. So, I try to, verse myself, on different things. It's good to be a well-rounded, scholar in this truth, man. All right. If you don't know much about, this stuff, go study it, look it up, like we just did. All right. But without further ado, I want to get into some precepts. Okay. This is Zephaniah 1:14. It says, "The great day of the Lord is near. It is near and hasteth greatly. Even the voice of the day of Yahweh, the Lord." All right. "The mighty man shall cry there bitterly." And there's some mighty people in the stock market. All right. And These guys, look at him. He has a what it looks to be, these corporate guys. When you go look at movies like Wolf of Wall Street, um, they're on the stock market. They're trading. All right, they're buying and selling bonds. All right, you know, trying to make commissions. Okay, and they can be called mighty men. A lot of them have mansions. They're rich. They live wealthy lives. Okay, they're mighty, not as in stature, but in status here in this society. All right, but the scripture says what? They shall cry there bitterly. They gonna cry. All right, and a lot of these Edomites, they can't take this, man. You're gonna see suicide rates go up among these Edomites, man. Once this dollar collapses and it crashes, and right now we're seeing a slow crashing. Like you said, from in just 3 years, it went down. Basically the people's trust in these bonds have went down almost 50%. All right. It says that day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress, a day of wasteness and desolation. Why? Because at the end of this society is going to be desolation. It's going to be thermonuclear missiles. It says a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness, a day of trumpet and alarm against the fenced cities and against the high towers. And, in this society, there's no fenced cities, there's no high towers. You have militaries and you have national guards. Well, in some cities, there is a fence, in those southern states. All right. But, it's not going to matter. The scripture speaks about how those nukes are going to run up walls, man. That fire. Verse 17. It says, and I will bring distress upon men, and you're seeing this take place right before your eyes. You're seeing men in distress. All right, everybody is feeling the squeeze. It says that they shall walk like blind men, and these people are groping in the noonday. All right, they groping. It's full. It's sunny outside, but they walking around like, damn, where the fuck? What? Not knowing what's going on or where is where. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful to watch. It's beautiful to see. You at work and you hearing, different conversations. You laugh, man. You rejoice because, Lord willing, we on the right side of these prophecies, man. We on the right hand side of these prophecies, man. All right. The scripture says, none of these shall come nigh thee. It says, because they have sinned against Yahweh, and their blood shall be poured out as dust, and their flesh as dung. Neither shall neither their gold nor neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord's wrath, but the whole land shall be devoured by fire. Yeah, so it's not gonna matter how much shekels you have. It's not gonna matter how much U.S. Debt notes you have. It's not going to matter how much gold you have, how much silver, how much brass, your Lamborghini, your mansion. It's not going to matter, man. What's going to matter in that day is what you did for the Lord. Who you served. Your faith. Are you of the elect, your lineage? All that's going to matter in that day. The things that are ill regarded. Okay. It says, but the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of his jealousy, and he shall make even a speedy riddance of all them that dwell in the land. And that's talking about this land, America. All right. This place is going to get made an example out of. It's going to be quick. All right. Those nukes going to be in the sky, and then they going to drop, and then that's it. You know. in this place that had been, built up for years and years, built upon the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, built upon our blood, is going to be destroyed, man. All right? And it's beautiful, man. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. We love to see it. All right? I believe it's Zephaniah. Is it Zephaniah 1? Oh, man, I should have read this first. Salaki. I could have just went through this whole thing. Zephaniah 1 and 10. And it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord, that there shall be a noise. There shall be the noise of a cry from the fish gate, and a howling from the second, and a crashing from the hills. When you go into those hills, all right, and from the fish gates, these are cheap places of basically trade. The fish gate is where you go to the market and get fish. Okay. Matter of fact, let's go into the blue letter, get the breakdown, the proper understanding of that, man. Zephaniah 1. All right. See what they mean when they say fish gate, man. Zephaniah 1 and 10. Okay. Fish gate. Sa'ar. Sha'ar.
Strong's H 8179. Sha'er.
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 Yeah, Sha'ar. All right. Sha'ar. 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 Yeah, come. It says a marketplace, a public meeting place, a town. All right. So it says a royal castle, a court or a tabernacle. So this is that court, that tabernacle, man. All right. And the crashing from the hills. All right, from the hills. All right. It says a place of electic worship, a hill. All right, which in this case the hill is symbolic. All right, symbolic of government. Okay. It says the new quarter of the city, the fish gate. It says, how ye inhabitants of Mektesh. Mektesh was a city. It was a market in Egypt. Okay, so you can bring out the proper understanding of that. Okay, it says a low place. Oh, in Jerusalem, Salakia, it was a hollow or valley, evidently in greater Jerusalem area. Yeah, it was a place where they traded. They were in markets. Okay. And it says all the merchants' people are cut down. All they that bear silver are cut off. In the NLT, it says, wail and sorrow, all of you that live in the market area. And the whole land of America is market area. Mostly these cities, rural areas too, they have markets. All right, but they're going to wail. All right, it says for all the merchants and traders will be destroyed. Yeah, all the merchants and traders are going to be destroyed. You see, these people are traders. All right, they're trading. They're buying and selling bonds. All right, and it's going to be a beautiful time, man. It's going to be a beautiful time when the Lord destroys, um, the pride of this place, man. Um, Salaki. Yeah, Sirach 11 and 25 say again, I have, matter of fact, 11 and 25, Salaki, in the day of prosperity, there is a forgetfulness of affliction. And in the day of affliction, there is no remembrance of prosperity. All right. And, America has basically lived deliciously. All right. Matter of fact, Salaki, let me get that. All right. Yeah, um, Revelation 18 and 1. And after these I saw another angel come down from heaven, having power, and the earth was lightened with his glory, and he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon is fallen, and become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean bird and hateful bird. For all the nations have drunk of her wine. Yeah, and there's a lot of foul spirits in America, man. A lot of, you know, abominable things, man. All right, it says, for all the nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. Yeah, she spread her, her philosophies around the world, just like a green bay tree spreads its leaves, um, or its branches, which is, synonymous with each other. All right, it says, and the merchants of the earth have waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies, right? Because in America, you can, you know, have Uber Eats. You can get your, women get their weave. That's a delicacy. All right, there's makeup. What else? Um, you can go drive wherever you want, get gas, and all these different things which are, sold to the people as convenience. All right, consumerism, just delicacies. And all these people, all these other nations wax rich. All right, from the oil we buy to the products we put in our hair, everything, man. You know, they wax rich, and mostly Esau Edom. Okay, it says, and I heard another voice saying, and I heard another voice, so like it from heaven, saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers, and that ye receive not of her plagues. Yeah, and that's the chariots. They gonna be calling up, the elect. Verse 5, it says, for her sins have reached unto heaven, and God have remembered her iniquities. Reward her even as she rewarded you. And how did Babylon, America, how does she reward us? With bloodshed, with robbery, rape, and murder. So the same things are going to happen here in America, and to the inhabitants, and to the founding, uh, the so-called founding father descendants, his descendants. All right, and that's in I believe it's Isaiah says, prepare slaughter for his children. All right, it says, and double unto her according to her works, in the cup which she have filled to her double. They had those, those dregs. She gonna drink them. All right. Verse 7, it says, how much she have glorified herself and lived deliciously. This is the point. She lived deliciously, man. All right. This elaborate kingdom, this extravagant, lifestyle and living, you know. that that makes this country a first world country, so to speak. All right, all that's going away. You know, people are starting to see. You know, people are starting to really see the skirt be lifted up on America, man, and realize this place is a piece of shit. It's falling. All right, and you can tell by its major cities. All right, it says, so much torment and sorrow give her, for she said in her heart, I sit a queen, and I am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. Therefore her plague shall come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burnt with fire. You see? It says, for strong is Yahweh, power who judgeth her. You see? So, hey, man, this place is going to see a lot of sorrow, a lot of mourning, a lot of death. All is going to happen in one time. Okay? Famine. It's all going to happen. It's all going to come upon this place, man. That doesn't mean that it's going to be, uh, you know, a literal one day, because that famine is going to be a long time. People is going to starve to death. That takes time. So it's talking about in that day, in that time period, there's going to be a lot of mourning, especially the day when those nukes go off. That's going to be the day, the real one day that it's all going to be over. But yeah, man, I just wanted to bring out this article, some news. All right. Lord willing, this was edifying and exhorting. I want to end off by giving all the glory, infinite praise and honor unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Hakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, great millstone. Peace, love, and salutation to the hopefully elect, pushing this truth in